Hey, so sorry we're all gonna endure my after shower Texas humidity hair. As I have to remind you, um, you're not a pick me kind of person, meaning you know your value, you know what you bring to the table, you know what you want, and if you don't, sit down and figure it out because there are some people in this world, like me, that I'm not going to compete for your attention. This new age BS of how people want to interact with one another. I'm not a track star. I'm really not trying to keep up with the flip flop game. It's actually very dangerous, in my opinion, because people will want to sit there and make you jump through hoops. They'll want you to, oh, show me what you can do for me. Nah, bitch, I ain't showing you what I can do for you. I know what I can do for myself, so don't ask me to show you what I can do for you because I'm perfectly fine without you. Get in that mindset. Save yourself drama. Save yourself a loss of money. Save yourself from crying over someone who didn't answer back. Save yourself from just all this karmic merry-go-round BS that it's gonna drag you down. You don't want to go down, you want to go up. This world is already very toxic. It's in the water, it's in the food, it's in the air, it's in education, it's in the lack of there. All of it. So, decide who you are. Know your value. Because if you sit at home and you can't bring anything to the table and you need to chase people to have them take care of you, you're always going to be in competition. That's competition with everyone else that does not lead to personal growth. But when you can go, I'm not a track star. I'm in competition with myself. I am trying to create generational wealth that's going to allow my children prosperity and abundance that they can watch over rather than chase. That's where you want to be. Do it for the next generation if you're not willing to do it for yourself. And you don't even have to have kids to be able to accept this message and go, I can see where you're coming from. Because when it comes down to it, the next generation is who we're borrowing time from. The next generation are going to be the rule makers. The next generation are going to be the new creative individuals that come up with something that's going to either adversely affect our world or bring us a little higher and help us cut back on that toxicity. So when it comes down to it, know your value. Know what you're willing to accept. And if you're fine being a pick-me, go do that bullshit. But you're going to always feel down and out at the end of the day when nobody validates who you think you are. Because honestly, if you're a pick-me, you're not vibing as high as you think you are. You're not who you see yourself as because you don't put in the work to be the higher self. When you get to the higher self, you don't beg. You don't go, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. No, you sit back and you attract. You attract that money, you attract that love, you attract that new job, you attract that new car, you attract that new home, you attract respect, loyalty, admiration, love, whatever it is you're looking for. Because you're not asking anyone to give it to you. You can only give it to yourself. Growing up, I sat there and I waited for my parents to acknowledge me, my sisters to accept me, my family to applaud me, whatever it was. I was always looking outside of myself because I didn't understand that it was all within myself. And when I began to look within myself, they all got a little perturbed. Doesn't mean that they're in the right or wrong. It doesn't mean that I was in the right or wrong. It just means that seeing something differently and basically demanding something better My family doesn't have everything to do with who I am, of course. It's how I've perceived my world. There's not me trying to put anybody down for the way that we interacted, because generational curses are a thing. It's passed down one to the other, and it keeps going and going to where we have to go, I don't like this. I think I want more than this. I don't think I know. And I know I deserve more than this because I give more than this. When you give and you give and you give, you're emptying your cup. At some point, you have dust for yourself, and all these people that you have given to have waterfalls of things to give to other people. And you're giving away your power. You're giving away everything about yourself that says, we can build on this. We can make an empire. Because like I had to tell, I'm getting all tongue-tied. The words are moving faster than the tongue is working. But I had to tell somebody earlier, I have a queendom. I'm looking for another individual that's building a kingdom, so together we can build an empire. Because I can do it all on my own. I can give myself love, happiness, stability. I can give myself the emotional fulfillment that I'm looking for in someone else. Someone else that can do that for themselves is the team player. Yeah, let's build it. Let's do it. You don't need a naysayer. You don't need someone that's going to poke holes in your dreams and go, you know how that's not going to work? You think I don't looked at every way it's not going to work and had to say, shh, no. It can. And it will. As long as I believe in myself, as long as I allow myself the empowerment to believe that everything is tied to a higher power, and I'm sitting and I'm attracting. I'm bringing in. I have my prayers. I have my grateful attitude, because if you feel like you're in lack, the very first step is to understand that you attract more with the sense of gratitude. If you have a nickel to your name, appreciate it. You will attract more. If you feel like you're in a lack of abundance, there's not enough, appreciate what you have that's sitting around building up dust and creating clutter. Get rid of the old to make room for the new, and you will have everything your heart desires. But you can't do that from an empty, hollow, soulless place of being. It has to be from the mindset that I know I deserve this. I am a good person. I don't go around spreading fear, hate, animosity. I don't create chaos. I'm the cooler who comes around that says, calm down, woosah. Life will get better. Look at the bright side, not the dark side. The dark side will suck you down. The bright side will lift you up. Where do you want to go? Do you want to stay in the muck forever? Do you want to waller in like a pig in a pigsty? Or do you want to actually allow yourself that moment to go, I deserve better? Don't clip your own wings because you're trying to figure out how to fly. Because when it comes to learning to fly, even with the bird, it's a leap of faith. Honestly, one of those adults pushes you out the nest and says, it's time to grow. This nest is getting tight. You getting big. Too big for your own little wings. And at some point you have to realize that those are your wings, not somebody else. They're not going to flap them for you. You're going to have to fight and struggle to find yourself on a better ground soaring. And it has to be a strong, solid foundation that you've created for yourself, because like I said, you can be a pick-me. You can be somebody that says, hey, I got all this to offer, and lie and have nothing to offer. But whatever happens in the dark will always come to light, so you have to ask yourself, do you genuinely have something to offer? Because if not, you're playing a volatile little game that's going to blow up in your face, and what you thought was a dream becomes a nightmare, which drags you all the way back down to the starting point. Do you want to keep starting over? Or do you want to go, hey, I accept, love, and acknowledge all of my skills. And then before you know it, you're not flapping. You are simply flying. So what do you want to do? It's all about faith. It's all about self-love, care, and acceptance. Even if people put you down for what they don't see that you have, doesn't mean that they know your heart. Do not let anyone put a value on you and think that that changes who you are as a person. Because, believe me, I've encountered a lot of dark entities that want to keep me on the level of where they're at. And as I waltz right through, it irritates them. But hey, the light always will irritate the demons. So all you can do is send them off on love and light. Know your self-worth. Do not let anyone else challenge you and drag you down to make you believe that you're worthless. So, peace, love, and light. Toodles.